Hi, this is the weekly recap as the first week of October. Of There's actually not much to say, so I'm going to be short. The trades are doing fine. As you can see, this is the October reg, and this trade is quite safe over a large range. Maybe last week I did a PCS, I think early in the week, on the 19th. PCS that was not exactly perfectly timed, and then I went for trade simplification. So the upper expression line is around $800, maybe a bit more, and it is a matter of winding it down. 18 DTEs, usually it's a trade to be closed around 14. It doesn't use much capital. We have absolutely no capital constraint right now. So what can we do? Close it. I reduced it to 5 strikes. So maybe if the market is bullish, which I think it will congest south of 3000 anyway, but it's possible just to tweak the trade, maybe reduce it to 4 strikes and then close it. It is possible to keep it a bit longer with just control capital in play so that we have no problem entering December, but really nothing to do. It would be great if by end of the week the market would just go back into, I mean, the low 2900, which is possible. But at this point, this is the sweet spot, close to the end of the sweet spot, and there's really not much to do. The B2B trade has been simpler since the beginning. I also started reducing capital. On Slack, I even showed a possible adjustment to actually remove downside risk completely. So there again, it would be the same type of unwinding. This trade has got good cover all the way to maybe 2850. So really no sweat here, no risk. It's doing fine. As you can see, maybe it has very little theta, so not real need to keep it much longer, but also very little vega right here. So even if the market would drop 50, 60, 80 points to the 2900 area, it would be no problem at all. I would suspect that the T plus 0 would not sink that much. Now, if we look at November right into the tent, it's a little bit of negative delta, but not enough to probably counteract a possible downturn. So now that we've got capital and this one has 46 DTE, we may try and extend the tent on the downside. That said, usually either we act on the delta rule or when the shorts are past, the shorts are on 2075, I would maybe tweak this trade as soon as the delta goes positive. Um, it's making $400. It's not exactly a good candidate to go to profit target, but maybe we'll make 1500 by the time to close it. The B2B is doing fine, 660. This one had more theta, also under the tent. So maybe the conservative approach on the regular was not that warranted, because this one has also little upside risks. The other one has virtually none. So that's why maybe on the other trade we could add a broken butterfly and accept a bit more upside risk if necessary. So those trades are all fine, and since this is a week, we may start looking at a December entry. I looked at the term structure, VIX term structure, earlier in the market outlook video, but if we look for a standard entry, 2.5, bit of positive delta, so it's not exactly perfect in terms of setup, but it is definitely the type of setup we would do for regular. Maybe in case the market drops, it will be quite resilient for a while anyway. But maybe for the regular trade, although I've said repeatedly that when volatility goes up, it is time to consider converging regular and BTB by the book, because those guidelines were really tested for, I would say, the majority of cases or majority of volatility environment. But I may again depart from the rule slightly, and for a regular entry, which is basically my type of entry, go slightly more conservative in placing the broken butterfly one notch lower. Considering price will be lower, upside risk will be minimal, and this one will be probably a little bit better, tiny, tiny bit less Vega. So this is the kind of tweak we can do to the guidelines. In any case, it's no upside risk. So this would be an easygoing start for the trade. So that's it for now. There's really not much to do. So basically this week I will look at entering this December trade and winding down October. As I said, maybe adding a little bit on November, but really not much. So stay tuned, as it is possible that I will enter December before 770T on Friday, and otherwise all the adjustments or closing orders or closing sequence for October will be fairly optional, not too much time sensitive, of course, unless the market really surprises us, which I don't think it will. That's it for now, and I'll be around on Slack as usual. And if you have any question, and in particular if you want to share your own variations, I'll be, of course, as usual, more available in the morning, Eastern time. Okay, see you a bit later on Slack then. Cheers.